Hello everyone, so obviously by the title you could tell what I want to talk about today. The origins of demons in the Warcraft universe, as well as what are these like the statues on the Dark Portal, which have been a mystery for quite a long time, right? I'm reading off a script, which is not very well written because it's obviously my first video ever on YouTube, but I love the World of Warcraft universe, I love the lore, everything, so I really wanted to make this. So I apologize if it's bad, stupid, whatever. Anyways, as much as people like to think we know much about the statues, thanks to the Burning Legion, for example, my stance is that we literally know nothing about them. If anything, I believe they're the first true living beings to ever come into existence in the Warcraft universe. So I'm standing in front of the original classic version of the Dark Portal here. This is important because the statues on this portal appear throughout the entire game. At any given time they appear, they are in some way connected to demonic activity in that zone. That is quite obvious, and surely most of you are already aware of that, but some of these appearances make no sense. Like, for example, the statues appearing in the destroyed Outlands Nagrand at the Twilight Ridge, like over there, or let me show you that. There they are. I'm not gonna go there, maybe I will, maybe I'll put a video of it, whatever. You probably know what I mean. As well as, also importantly, in the alternate universes, Draenor, Shadowmoon Valley, there is a statue there, a bunch of statues. I'll try and put a picture of them there, or maybe I'll go there and shoot a short video, whatever. So they appear there, right? And obviously, one other important thing is that these statues appear in the ever-living statuette that we get from the Shadowlands expansion, right? The events that these statuettes have witnessed would boggle the mind. One could learn a lot from it if only it wasn't so duplicitous. Right, from Cortia. The important part here is that the statues have been in these places way before Medivh opened the Dark Portal to Azeroth, so the statues must have a much deeper meaning and have existed for longer than anyone could imagine. Now, the statues might not sound like they're related to demons as much, but as we already established, these statues are all in places where there is or was some demonic activity, if we exclude the ever-living statuette. But we don't know much about that, so you never know. Anyways, I don't want to beat too much around the bush, so I straight up say that my theory is that the demons are the first living creatures in the Warcraft universe. From what we know, and that might not even be 100% true, as this was all from the Titan's perspective, light and void clashed and created the universe as we know it. But what I believe is, if that is even true, that after the light and the void crashed, we obviously know that the twisting nether was created first, which is full of both void and light clashing, as well as arcane and foul magic. That's where it all comes from, right? And that place, the Twisting Nether, is where the first demons were born. And by the first, I also mean the first ones, literally. The first ones that we got introduced to in the Shadowlands expansion. Anyways, we don't know much about the Twisting Nether, or that it is the only place where a demon can truly die. We also know that it encompasses every single alternate timeline or reality there is, and that is why the Archimon we saw in the AU Draenor was the same one we saw on our original Azeroth. But one thing which is very important, and I've honestly not seen a single person ever mention, is that the Twisting Nether goes by many different names, some of which very importantly are Hell, Underworld, Nameless Void. You can check that in the Warcraft wiki. And obviously that's where the demons come from, so the alternative name Hell might not sound very impressive. But if we think about it in the sense that this is where all of existence began, we can easily come to the conclusion that this is and was the original plane of existence for everything in the Warcraft universe. I also want to mention that in general we don't know much about demons at all. We know about the Burning Legion, but that is simply a faction gathered by Sargeras, a bunch of demons. And despite the fact that many people view him as the big bad demon in the Warcraft universe, he was originally just a Titan. Right? He was just a Titan, he was not a demon. Just in the same way that the big demons that we know of, such as Archimon, Q-Jaden, etc., or simply a bunch of Eldar Draenei who kind of turn into demons. So the most well-known demons in the Warcraft universe are not demons at all. They're not. Right? They never were. Well, okay, obviously they turned into demons after consuming fire or whatever, but they were not originally demons. The original demons that we know of are something entirely different, and we don't know much about them at all. And obviously, I want to also mention the fact that during the Shadowlands we learned that one of our most well-known demon races turned out to not even be a demon race at all, in the form of the Dreadlords. We have ever since the beginning of the Warcraft games thought of the Dreadlords as some of the most prominent demons in the Warcraft universe, but they were simply the Natrius' henchmen, just like the above, not true demons. So, again, that means that we don't know anything about the true demons at all, right? Like, sure, we know a few demons in the form of, again, hellish things like the Warlock Pets, for example, right? The Felguard, the Felhunter, whatever, the Syad, which are very human-ish. They look very much like a Draenei and Erdar, but they come from the Twisting Nether, right? So before I mention my actual theory, which probably seems very obvious, but now I want us to look at the top of the dark portal that I'm standing in front of, the snake. Look at that snake. It's been there since Warcraft 3. It's always been there, and obviously I'm not saying that they planned this much ahead. The game is quite old by now. The game evolves. It's been over 20 years, right? But this snake is the same symbol of the first ones we see everywhere in the Shadowlands. Oribos everywhere. Obviously, the first ones were the ones who created the Shadowlands, as well as far as we know, all of the other Zerrits there are, which combined all together create the cycle of life and death as we know it, with the Ouroboros representing the never-ending cycle. And the only beings in the Warcraft universe that we know of, which are outside of that cycle, are the demons. And maybe the old gods, but that's a whole different topic and it deserves its own video. So my theory is that the first ones were, or are, a part of the original demons who maybe got so powerful that they decided to pretty much play God and create this bubble of reality that we call the Dark Beyond, the Great Dark Beyond. One way to back this up would be the fact that if you look at images or in-game scenery of the Twisting Nether, it is not very much different than what we see in the normal physical universe, which we call the Great Dark Beyond. There are planets and demons in the Twisting Nether, and both of these are obviously not made out of nothing. They're not just like a bunch of random energy floating around in space, right? They're physical planets, physical demons. So the Twisting Nether is just as much real and reality as everything we see in the bubble of the cycle of life and death that has been created for us. The only difference being that we are stuck in the loop while they're not. And I'm gonna go off script here because that's what I have, but I already started recording. I want to say my thoughts on what I just said. So my main theory is, again, as I said, we don't know much about demons at this point in the Warcraft universe. Not much at all, right? As I already said, we've never really seen like a true big, bad, real demon. Maybe something like this guy, for example, Lord Kazak. That would be a true, real demon, right? But he's also part of the Burning Legion, so you can take him as much of an example for a real demon. So what I am thinking is, all of these demons, other demons than the first ones, they're like an army of hell. Again, as the Twisting Nether could be called, hell, the underworld, whatever. And they are gathering their army to perhaps invade this reality that we have here, the cycle of life and death. Maybe they want to destroy it for some reason. Perhaps they just hate the first ones. It's very possible. And my idea is that the true big bad of the Warcraft universe, which hopefully they developed throughout a lot of expansions that don't just like throw it at us in like one expansion, as sometimes it has happened. The true big bad of the entire Warcraft universe are actually the demons. the demons that we know not much about. We've only seen the effects of demon magic on physical beings from our reality, such as Regeras, again, Archimon, Killjade, and whatever. But we've never truly seen the true extent of real demons, real demonic beings, and I think that's the true big bad of the Warcraft universe. And I'm guessing that's gonna be like the end game for like the end game boss of the World of Warcraft universe, and they're slowly gonna build up to that. And of course, let's not forget about the Old Gods. Let's not downplay them, but that's a whole other video, of course. So anyways, that's what I wanted to say, talk about in this video. Okay, so I'm recording this actually after I finished making the original stuff. I just wanted to mention one last thing, which gives more credibility to my theory, is the Jailer's final words, Zovaal's final words. He's, first of all, clearly aware of all of the cosmic forces that we know in our little bubble of a universe, right? As well as Denatrius, of course. They both know of all these forces. But he says that we are not ready. For what? Right? We all of us divided are not ready. For what? And people have been trying to figure that out for a while. And again, as I was saying, I believe that would be the demons. The original, real demons from the underworld / hell / the twisting nether. Which I could go on with a question, well, where is the heaven then, right? Because obviously they're taking inspirations from real life stuff. I cannot answer that, but again, this adds more credibility to my theory. Is the Jailer was literally talking about the demons, the real true demons that are outside of all these cosmic forces that have bonded up together to hold the universe that we know of. Anyways, that's what I wanted to say. I'm gonna stop the video now.